Hey guys, welcome. It's Emmy, and today we are going to be doing my June reading wrap up as well as my July TBR. So if you saw my May reading wrap up and June TBR, you would know that I use a generator online to help me pick out the books to read for June, and it was really fun. I really liked doing that. I thought it was so fun. We're not going to be doing that today, but I will talk about that after we do the reading wrap up. But basically, I picked 5 prompts to choose from the generator and picked 5 books using those prompts, and this was the pile. So we had Educated by Tara Westover, Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, The Daughters of Foxcoat Manor by Eve Chase, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and we had Missing Clarissa by Ripley Jones. Now, you want to take a quick guess to how many books I read out of this pile? I'll give you a second. I read one. I read one book from this entire pile, and that was Missing Clarissa by Ripley Jones. I didn't read only one book during June. I only read one book from this specific pile, but this book I read, and I'm actually in the midst of reading this, but I did not finish it in June, so we're not counting it. I will continue this in July though, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. These 3 books I did not read, but I will get to them eventually, someday. Let's go ahead and talk about the books that I did read in June. So out of this pile, like I said, I only read Missing Clarissa, and let's see, what did I rate this book? I didn't even give it a rating. I guess I have to give it a rating now. I think I'd probably give it about 3 stars. I really liked the book and I thought it was really fun, but honestly, I don't really remember much about it. Oh, they did solve it, and I did guess the person. I remember it better now. Okay, we're good, we're fine. I would probably give it about 3.5 stars. It was fun, it was fast paced. There were a bunch of different people who I was guessing was the murderer, but I did guess it correctly, and I'm proud of myself for that. I felt like it was just kind of obvious just from the way that how they made this character sound like. I was just like, oh, okay. Another book that I read was The Thieves' Gambit by Kavion Lewis, and I talked about this book in the May reading wrap up and June TBR video, that I really wanted to read this book because I've just heard a lot about it and it just sounds like something that I would really enjoy. And so technically that was also part of my June TBR, so I guess I read more books from my TBR than just the one. But from the prompts, I only read that one, but from my added books to the TBR, I read more. Anyways, I read The Thieves' Gambit. I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I gave it 5 stars, and I just ate it up. I loved the characters. The only thing is, I do wish there was more action in it. I thought it did have some action in it. I just wish there was a little bit more action in it, but nevertheless, I gave it 5 stars and I loved it. Let me do the little heart with the band-aid on my finger. Okay. The last book I read in June was The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, and I loved this book. I also gave this one a 5 star. Yeah, it was really good. There were some parts where I thought it was a little slow, but I definitely was not expecting the twist and events that happened. I really was not expecting what the ending was and what was actually happening throughout the whole story that you learn about at the end. Was not expecting it. So those were the books I read in June. However, I did start Where the Crawdads Sing in June. I just haven't finished it. I'm only like 100 something pages in it, but I know I will finish this in July, so we already know that's going to be on the TBR. And then I'm currently reading on my Kindle You've Been Summoned by Lindsay Lamar. It's like a interactive murder mystery, so you're kind of going through different case files and diary entries and stuff like that to kind of figure out who the murderer is or what actually happened. And so I really like that. I think it's really cool, and the author has said to take notes while you're reading it so that you can actually like play detective and figure things out, I guess. Yeah, so I was doing that at first, I did it for like one chapter and then I was like, I don't want to write notes. So I'm just keeping everything up in here and trying to figure out the mystery. But I think it's really fun that you're kind of like the detective in the story and that it's interactive and that you get to do all that. So I think that's really cool. I genuinely don't know who the murderer is. I have a guess, but I also feel like that might be too obvious. But maybe they're doing that on purpose. Maybe they're making it so obvious that you think they're not the killer because of how obvious it is. So then they make you not pick that person. That's how much I overthink, guys. That's really how much I overthink. But that is my June wrap up, and now let's get on to my July TBR. Okay, so for my July TBR, let's just start off with the books that we already kind of talked about that I'm going to be continuing in July. So obviously we're going to be continuing Where the Crawdads Sing in July, and I am going to finish this. I know I am. I have to finish this. And then I'm also going to be finishing the You've Been Summoned murder mystery book. So that's already 2 books for July. And then for July, I decided instead of doing any prompts or stuff like that, I'm just gonna pick books that I know that I want to read at the moment, and just books that I think I'm more likely to get to in July, because I am such a mood reader and I just pick up what I'm feeling like reading instead of following the prompts, as you can see. So July is just gonna be a mood reading month, okay? And these are the books I think I'm in the mood for at this moment. Who knows if it's gonna change throughout the month, but at this moment, these are my mood reads. But we're gonna start off with this book. It's called Practicing the Way, Be with Jesus, Become Like Him, Do as He Did. This is by John Mark Comer. I'm doing this book for a Bible study that my best friend and I made and have a couple girls in. This is the first book that we're doing in our Bible study group. So we haven't even like met up at all as a group yet. So the fact that we're starting one and that we picked out a book for it that we're going to talk about, I'm really excited about it. But I have to read this book this month, obviously, for my Bible study group, but I am excited for it. And the second book I've actually have already read, but I've been wanting to reread it because I just love it so much, and I think you can read this like every year and still find something new in it. And it's actually by the same author of this book. It is The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer, the same author. I loved this book. I read it because I had to read it for my leadership position at my college, and I really liked it. I highlighted a lot of things in it, and I just think that every time I read it, I would find something else to highlight, and I just have been thinking about this so much recently, and so I'm going to be rereading this month as well. So we have 2 John Mark Comer books on here, which is exciting. But I am very excited to read these 2, but specifically very excited for this one because I have not been able to get it off my mind for the past couple months. We have 3 more books to go through, and these ones, I wanted them to be more summary since I didn't really read any summary books in June, and I think July is the perfect month to read summer books. So I have 2 Ali Hazelwood books, and my mom gave them to me because she read them and she liked them and she thought I would like them. But she specifically thinks I would like them because of the spice in it. I was like, is there spice in it? She was like, yeah. And I was like, is that why you gave it to me? She's like, yeah. I'm trying to take the sticker off that's on it. Whatever, I'll take it off after the video. But the first book is Lull to Love You by Ali Hazelwood. Oh my goodness, wait. Is this about different couples? I genuinely have no idea what it's about. I think I'm gonna go in blind. I'm not gonna read the synopsis or anything when I read this. But look, it's a redhead. That's me. Oh, she's not smiling. She's like... That's what she's looking like. But anyways, this is another book I'm going to put on here. The only Ali Hazelwood book I've read so far is The Love Hypothesis, which I also got for my mom. And she liked it, and so she wanted me to read it. And I ended up really liking it, but I was so scared I was not going to like it just because of how hyped up it was at the time that I read it. But it was such a good book, so I'm excited to read more of her books. So Lull to Love You will be going on my TBR. And then another Ali Hazelwood book is Love Theoretically. I've heard around, like when this was really hyped up too, that this one had a lot more spice than the other books. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't know what this is about either. I'm gonna go into this one blind too. I'm guessing this one is another academic setting because Love theoretically was a scientist. I think one of these is about a mathematician or something, but again, I'm gonna go in blind. But this is another Ali Hazelwood book that is going on my TBR. And the last book going on my TBR is The Best Summer of Our Lives by Rachel Hawk. I also don't know what this is about. I'm pretty much going into all of these books blind, but you know, sometimes that's the most fun way to go about it. Just going blind. I'm picking this one because obviously this is going to be a summary book. If it's called The Best Summer of Our Lives, I think it's about like a friend group. There's like hidden secrets and fears and something. There are 30-something year olds is what I mean. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a group of friends that go on vacation together or something like that. I'm telling you, I genuinely don't know the plot of any of these books. That is my TBR plus finishing this book. I have 6 books here, and then we have the murder mystery book that I will be continuing reading. So I hope I'll be able to get through all this. I'm very, 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 very busy with work. So that's why I haven't uploaded in a while. Besides today, I uploaded today, finally, my 22 things that I want to do when I'm 22 years old, bucket list type thingy. I uploaded that today, but like before that, it's been like 4 weeks since I uploaded because I'm so busy with work. But to read all of these, I'm probably gonna have to read every waking moment that I'm not working. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you are having a wonderful day, that you're having a wonderful month and year and summer. Let me know what books I should add to my TBR, not specifically like July, but just like my TBR in general, and what books you're reading this month, because I love talking about books and I love hearing about books. So let me know what you're reading, and I will see you guys later. Bye!